I just had a birthday. I just turned 37. I just turned 37, and yeah, thank you, because that's one of the more who gives a shit birthdays. So I really appreciate that. You know, I'm trying to check in with myself too as I get older. You know, because as you get older, you know, all of us, we get older, and eventually we kind of lose touch, right? Which, by the way, we earn. We earn that, right? But you want to make sure you do it in phases, right? You know what I mean? You don't want to just one day be like, "What's going on?" Like, you don't want to do that. You want to phase it out. So I'm just checking in with myself. And a big thing I've learned about myself, checking in with myself, is that I have a lot of weird anger. I have very, very weird anger. A big one is I have really weird anger anytime I fly, anytime I get on a plane. And it's immediate. Like, I walk into the airport and I'm like, who fucking wants some? Like, it's right away. No one's coming at me, nothing happened. It's such unnecessary anger. Here's an example. I remember I was on a flight recently, and I was on the window seat, right? And there's a guy in the middle seat, and no one's on the aisle seat yet, right? And we're getting close to the end of boarding, right? So I'm getting excited, because I'm like, oh, if no one sits there, he can scoot over. Well, the seat between us, what a day it will be, right? And then they make the announcement, and they're like, the boarding door is closed. So I turned to him like, hey man, you can scoot over now, and we can have this seat between us, right? And he turned to me, he talked to me, he had an accent, he sounded like he was from Europe, I couldn't quite pinpoint where, but he just goes up and he goes, I will wait till we take off. And I was like, yeah, but like you can scoot over now. Like they still have to like start the plane. Like no one else can get on. You can scoot over now. And he just goes, this is my seat. I will wait. The immediate seething rage that built inside me, I started vibrating. I got hot, you know? That's a reasonable request, right? But in that moment, I just became an instant Republican. I was like, foreigner! Like just right away. That's not how I feel, that's not what's in my heart, right? But in this moment, I was like, deport him so I can manifest destiny of this seat right now, you know? So that's why I mean, weird anger I gotta check in. I know, it's interesting too, because people always ask me, they're like, are you nervous, like flying a lot right now? And I'm like, here's the thing, obviously, yes. It's very weird right now. We haven't had this many planes fall out of the sky since the Wright brothers were figuring it out, you know what I mean? And then the first major crash happened and Trump went on TV and he's like, diversity did it. And you're like, no, what? No. That doesn't even make sense. And he did his little dance. That dance is ridiculous. That little... And his base loves that dance now. They get excited about it. Like he'll end a rally and he's like, all right, time to boogie. And then he does it. And they're like, ah, he's doing it. You know how when you get excited when a baby dances at a wedding reception? You know, walks out the dance floor like this, and everyone's like, little man! You know? Out there, just looking like a baby praying mantis on his first hunt, you know what I mean? And his followers, too, are obsessed with when men were men, right? I lived during some of the time when men were men. No one was doing this. No one did this shit once. I never saw this. You watch the footage of them raising the flag at Iwo Jima, they didn't stop and go, who did it, guys? Like, that didn't... Our Secretary of Health sounds like an old wizard giving you a quest. You've got to collect the stones. Like, what? He made an Instagram video that was actually, it was him, and behind him were two big blackbirds. And you can look this up, there's a real video. And he goes, these are my ravens. Well, they're not mine, but I feed them. I'm like, don't do that, that's wizard shit. Don't do that. He sounds like he's constantly going down a rocky path on a mountain bike. We gotta stop vaccinations. So, a little bit of a strange time. Life's going okay for me, though. I will admit that. I have, try to, count my blessings in my personal life, right? Live with my girlfriend. We have a pretty good life together. I miss her a lot when I travel. I really do. I miss her when I go on the road a lot. She's not what I miss the most, though, when I travel. And don't worry, I've told her this to her face. Because what I miss the most when I travel is my bidet. And yeah. Hear those people cheering? That's people who have their life together. That's what that is. Those of you looking at me blankly, get your shit together. Get your life together. Get you a bidet. It's nice. It makes everything more smooth back there, right? It's a refreshing glass of water on your anus whenever you want it. whenever you want it. I don't even go to the bathroom sometimes. Sometimes I sit down, just give me a spritz to get through the day, you know what I mean? Woo! Back out there, you know? Some of you are still looking at me blankly, and I can tell a couple of you looking at me blankly too are younger than me, and here's the thing, like I said, I'm 37. Once you get to your mid-30s, you stop thinking with your dick and you start thinking with your butthole. It's a very... This dictates much more of my day than this does. He barely has any say anymore, you know? This one's driving. No, it's been nice though. Me and my girlfriend, we've been able to take some trips lately, which has been nice, right? We're both doing a little better financially too, so we can upgrade to like a nicer room, you know? Get that king size bed, you know? Guys, let me tell you. When me and my girl, when we get in that king size bed, we sleep nowhere near each other. It is... Oh, it's good. There is nothing better on this earth than sleeping nowhere near the love of your life. It is. You could fit 3 more people between us. We're just like, I love you, honey, good night, mwah. It is the best.